Alright guys, the first lesson today is actually an inquiry lab. So let's go ahead and grab our books and flip open to page 281. Page 281. Okay, while you're doing that, let me just tell you what we're going to start doing is we're going to start adding and subtracting fractions, but we are going to do that by using a number line on this first lesson today. So adding and subtracting fractions on a number line. So 281. Okay, so on page 281, let's start by looking at problem number 2. Okay, now the nice part about this lab is they have the number line halfway built for you. All right, so what it looks like, you have what's already on your number line is 0, and it's about right there. But after that, to the right, they have 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. And to the left they have, what is that, 1, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines to the left of 0. Okay, so when I look at the problem is -3/7 plus a -1/7. Okay, so whenever I go ahead and do this, this is why we've spent so much time on number lines, because like I told you guys, all the rules still apply when we go to solve this. Now, before we even get into solving this, step 1 is let's go ahead and number our number line, and we're going to number it according to this problem here. And this problem has a denominator of 7, so that's going to be the denominator on all of these, as if there's 7 spaces between 0 and 1, and then of course 7 spaces between 0 and -1. Okay, so now this is the first time that you've seen it together on both sides of 0, but what we're going to do is I'm going to look on the right side, that's all positive, and like we've done, now that our denominator, we know where it's broken up into 7 spots, 7 sections, we're going to go ahead and just write in our numerators, going left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now after that, we're going to go and let's number the left of this number line, and we're going to go ahead and start by, remember there's 2 differences on this side. First of all, they're negatives, of course, and second is that besides being negatives, we number them right to left. So we're going to start next to 0 here and say -1, -2, -3/7, -4, -5, -6. Okay, so now step 2 is, here's the training wheel step that so many of you guys love. Go ahead and let's circle our fraction with the sign that's directly in front. All right, so we have a -3/7, and even though that's an addition sign, the 1/7 has a negative value here. All right, and then what I'm going to say is we're going to just wrap up step 3 into one step, and that is, okay, use arrows to graph. All right, so we're going to do it exactly like we've always done with number lines. So in this case, it's -3/7, so that means our first arrow is going to go to -3/7, which means that's to the left. Here's our first arrow. Now from here, right, we go -1/7, so that means we're actually going to move left, because that's the negative. Remember, positive is right, negative is left with number lines, so we're just going to move -1, so that means left 1 spot, and because it's 1/7, we just move to there. And guys, I guess you'd say step 4 is write your answer, make sure it's simplified, and this is -4/7. 7 is prime, so I can only divide it by 1 and 7, and I can divide 4 by 1, but that again doesn't do us any good. But 4 can't divide by 7, so there's our final answer. All right, so adding, subtracting fractions or negative, positive fractions on a number line looks just like that. So here's what I'm going to have you guys try. So So I'm going to give you guys problem number 1 on that same page. Problem number 1. All right, so go ahead and get started. It'll take you a bit to number that number line. So go ahead and do that, and I will give you guys about a minute to try to solve that problem on your own. Go. Okay, so when I give you the 30 seconds to share with your neighbor, I want you to share. I want you to share not only your answer, but I want you to share your number line with your neighbor as well. All right, so 30 seconds. Go ahead and share. Go. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and check. The first thing you should have done is realize because they're like denominators, we're going to go ahead and just number our whole number line with the denominator of 5. So since there's only 2, I'm going to go left first and just say the denominator of 5 on there. And then we'll just put a denominator of 5 all the way to the right. Okay, so that should have been the first thing that you did. All right, and then the next thing is before we start drawing arrows, realize that 1/5 is positive and actually 2/5 is positive, so both of them have positive value. Probably what I should do, of course, before drawing our lines up above is let's write our numerators in. So going right is pretty easy. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and actually that would be equal to 1. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to keep them as improper fractions here. 6/5, 7/5, 8/5. Okay. And then from on the left side, of course, again, they're negative. We go from right to left, though, so we have -1, -2. All right, now what we have is we have 1/5, so our first arrow is going to go to 1/5, which is just right here. And then that means the second one means we'll go to the right 2/5, or 2 out of the 5 spots. So go right 2 times, so 1, 2. And if we do that right, we'll get the answer of 3/5. I need to make sure it's simplified, but of course they're both prime. So yeah, 3 and 5 are prime, so that is simplified, and there's our answer of 3/5. All right, so hopefully you did well with that one. Let's go ahead and I want to do one more with you guys and have you try one more. I'm going to go ahead and work on problem number, let's take a look at problem number 6. So looks a little different just because it's a vertical number line. So I have my vertical number line, and it looks like the 0 is about right here for you guys. So goes down, there's 3 lines downwards, and there are 5 lines upwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't, well, you don't have to do it. I'm just doing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? So here we go. Now, just where you know, all right, remember the problem. Move it up a little bit. The problem is 4/7 minus 6/7. And so what we have is we have just denominators of 7. Just go ahead and draw denominators of 7 on all of our fractions. And then remember, going upwards, it's kind of like being above sea level, for example. Upwards is positive, or it's almost like a y, the y-axis on coordinate graphing, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going downwards, we can just go top to bottom here, -1, -2, -3. Okay, now, I think this may be the first time we've ever drawn arrows on a vertical number line, so it works just pretty much the same. But I'm just going through the steps here. After I've numbered my number line, I'm going to go ahead and again circle 4/7 has a positive value, but be careful, 6/7 is negative. All right, and with this, again, positive means up, negative means down. So here we go. I'm going to start with 0. I'm going to go to positive 4/7. So I'm going to, from here, go up with my first arrow to 4/7. And then negative 6/7 means I'm going to go down 6/7, or down 6 of these spots. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sitting here looking, and you guys probably already caught my mistake. I'm going down 6/7. I just went down 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a Saturday morning. I'm here on a Saturday for you guys, so still half asleep a little bit. It's the weekend. All right, so here we go. We have the answer of -2/7. And that is pretty much exactly like we've done in the past, and just a little extra twist with the vertical number line. Okay, so here's, I want you guys to try one, and that is, of course, problem number 5. Go ahead and try problem 5. Okay, I'll give you guys about a minute or so to do that. Go. Okay, 30 seconds. Share your answer and your number line with your neighbor. Go. Okay, so realizing that they're ninths, we're going to go ahead and make our denominators 9s. That's what you should have done the first time around here. Alright, so and then here, remember, going up is positive, so that's 1/9. Going down is negative, so we go down -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay, from here, you should have circled your fractions with the sign in front of it to show value. And so the very first one is we're going to a negative 4/9. So we're going to go ahead, draw our first arrow down to negative 4/9. And then it's positive 5/9, meaning that we are going to go up 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And of course, there's our answer, positive 1/9. And of course, the numerator is 1, so we can't reduce or simplify, and that's our answer.